Lowdown. It's all brought to you by Pickdawgz.com. Appreciate you guys checking this out. So please click the like and subscribe button. That will help us out. And if you click the notification button, it'll let you know anytime one of these gets posted. Been talking about my concrete inner circle. I didn't even look to see. Here, let me pull it up real quick. But if you guys are interested in the concrete inner circle, it's something I've been doing here, I guess, since the start of football season, maybe a week or two into it, where I have a rated system. So if you like to bet big, you guys can see what my favorite plays are, what I'm on. I had I had 3 10 stars this week. I went 2-1. I did miss one. But on the night I missed a 10 star or 10 unit, however you want to play it out, my top play, I had one of those yesterday, which was NC State. And you guys heard me talking about it. I thought they were going to knock off Georgia Tech, and they did just exactly that. But overall, in the concrete inner circle yesterday, had a big play on NC State, the Dodgers. Texas, we ended up pushing. Had Oklahoma, the Utah Utes, and then I missed out on Kansas State, Colorado, which were smaller plays for me, the Illinois Rutgers over. The only big play I missed was that USC Nebraska over. God, was USC's offense bad. So if you guys want to check it out, text Inner Circle to that number that you see there, and then you can find out more about it. Like I said, it's a little pricey. It does. There's a lot of really cool things about this that I love. Anything late breaking that I want to put in. If there's something that I just love, it's like, hey guys, lay the wood to this. And I have those opportunities. So feel free to check it out. As far as today, I'll go over a little bit. I mean, I kind of talked about Saturday already and what I had. In my top plays, I think I was 3-1-1. A little frustrating as Texas blew that game. And then depending on when you got the line. So it's weird. On the website, I won because I got it early in the week at 2.5. I gave it out at 3 to some, again, once people were asking me what I liked, it's like, oh, I like Texas. And then it went to 3, and then it went to 3.5. So depending on when you got the line, one lost or pushed, which that sucks. But, I mean, that's kind of gambling sometimes, getting on the line early. And we've had it the other way where you jump on something early and then, oh, that player's out, and then the line changes, i.e. the Ravens game a couple weeks ago, even though they still ended up winning and covering the first number. But, yeah, it was an interesting day. And then as far as, Sunday went, you guys can kind of go back and look at it and see how I did. But my favorite play on Sunday, I gave it out for free, was the Giants and 49ers over. I did stack that game in daily fantasy. The 49ers are terrible against slot receivers. I love Wan'Dale Robinson. I like him to get in the end zone. There's a couple. I had him for an anytime touchdown. There was a bunch of stuff that I really liked. And in this game, too, I think Christian McCaffrey goes off. The game that I thought a lot of people were misreading, we'll see if I'm right or if I'm wrong, is the Atlanta Falcons. I love them plus the points. And I think the Sharps are kind of telling you that it's the right side to be on, because if it opens up at 6.5 and goes to 4.5, and you know damn well ain't nobody betting on the Falcons after the way that they've performed the past couple weeks. Falcons are the right side of this. We'll see how it plays out. I love Bijan Robinson today. I think he goes off, especially after laying an egg last week against the Dolphins. Thought the Raiders, the Steelers were live dogs. Who else did I have here? I don't know why I do this when I got it written down right in front of me. It's almost like I got to fight with myself. I loved Washington. I think they upset, if you want to call it that, Seattle on Sunday Night Football. Kansas City, I was on them. And I like the Texans. I think everybody's misreading that. I don't think Denver's as good as everyone thinks, or at least maybe you believe. You watch them play in some of these games, and I think Houston is finally putting it together. They're finally healthy at the wide receiving corps as Nico Collins and Christian Kirk comes back. It seemed like this team started clicking, and their defense, I think their defense is going to stifle this Broncos offense, but we shall see. That's why they play the games. In the NBA, I love the Knicks to knock off the Bulls. Bulls have been riding high. They've been playing well, but I just think this is a mismatch. And then I like the Lakers over, but my favorite NBA play was Memphis and Toronto to go over the total. My anytime touchdowns for Sunday were McCaffrey, Ashton Jonty, Wan'Dale Robinson, DK Metcalf, Bijan Robinson, and Puka Nacua. And I was telling anybody that would listen, my model had Puka Nacua getting, 120 yards, and his prop was 91.5, so I hammered that as well. And as I said, I think on yesterday's podcast, it is kind of dicey if the blowout happens. Again, you'd like to think he had a big part in the blowout, but he could have 3 big catches, and then they could be up 28-0 and then kind of be done for the day. I don't expect that. I think New Orleans they'll have a couple of drives here, put something together. But I also think if the Rams get up big, Puka's going to be a big part of it. I mean, his target share was just off the charts ridiculous. So what I'm going to do here with these plays, we have one NFL game tomorrow. And I'm still a little irritated at this because they don't have. I wanted Kyler Murray to play in this game so bad, and it doesn't. I just want to confirm where his injury's at to see if he's even questionable for this game. Because, like, as I was breaking everything down, I'm looking at it. Everything I use has basically, what do I want to say? It's looked at the situation here as far as, who is it? Jacoby Brissett starting the game, and it doesn't have Kyler Murray in there. So I would need to rerun everything if we find out he's in, as I'm trying to, come on, man, take me to the damn Monday Night Football game. Kyler Murray, where is this? I'm losing my mind. They won't even show it to me on Monday night? Nope, it's not showing it to me. All right, I got to find another route here to take for the stupid NFL. I thought it would have it for, here, let's just do the full slate. We'll do the full weekend. Maybe it'll pop up this way. Sorry I'm doing it like this, guys. All right, here, Sunday night, Monday night. That's what I want. And so here's what they're saying about Kyler Murray. Yeah, questionable foot. He's listed as questionable for Monday night's game against the Cowboys. Murray was limited in practice all week while recovering from a foot sprain. That led to head coach Jonathan Gannon announcing Jacoby Brissett as the starter for Monday night's game, though Murray could have a role as a backup if he's cleared to play. Blah, 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 blah. We only care if he plays. And talking to Jay Briggs, I don't remember if it was on the NFL show or if it was just on the morning show we were talking about it, and he mentioned Kyler Murray being from Texas, and every time he plays in Dallas' stadium, he wins. It doesn't matter if it's high school. It doesn't matter if it's pro. He loves playing in front of his family. I think he plays, so I will have to redo. The only reason I'm bringing all this up, and I'm just sitting here spinning my wheels, is that I'll rerun it and post whatever it says in the morning. But right now I have Jacoby Brissett's numbers. College basketball does start tomorrow. I have a heart, like, I like to see where the money's going. I like to see the line movement. I will have an idea who I'm on. I got 3 leans for the games tomorrow and the games for today on Monday. One starts at 11 a.m. So I'll have some plays on it and throw some stuff out. But my official plays, I don't want you guys, I'm not trying to skirt the issue. I would never tell you to bet something I'm not betting. But if I'm going to talk about something early, things obviously can change once you start diving into it and looking at it a little bit more. The look-ahead stuff for basketball can be really tough unless it's the beginning of the year. And I don't know how many opportunities we'll have to do this. I'm assuming I could with some top 25 teams and just talk about how they're playing, who they have, things like that. But right now, this is kind of going to be brief because, as I said before, on Monday nights, we have Monday Night Football. I'm just going to give you what my algorithm's spitting out, and that's why I don't have Kyler Murray numbers. If he starts, I'll try to update it as best I can, but something tells me they're going to let this ride out and then announce him as the starter late because he wants to play in front of the crowd at Dallas. All right, so let me just run through these basketball games. They're not going to be written on here. I'm just posting the one game. But for my leans as far as tomorrow, I would take Arizona plus the points against Florida. They're getting like 3.5. Villanova and BYU, I think the under looks interesting at 153.5. BYU is going to be really, I mean, they got the number 1 player in the country. What'd they pay that kid, like $8 million to come there or something? BYU, well, getting all that money to spend. And again, like, it was that, I think it was the same thing that happened in the Holy War when BYU beat Utah. The owner of Crumble Cookie paid for the fine for them to rush the field. So maybe he's a big donor to BYU basketball too. That's all I can imagine, that they're getting all this money now. Maybe they're printing money over there. I don't know. But they brought in a bunch of talent. But I do think the under is the right play. BYU does normally play faster. And it's weird because I think everybody on their team's 26-28. So I'm kidding. I'm kind of kidding. But anyway, I do think that the under is an interesting play. And for the early game, I would take Bradley minus the 1.5. I think it's a spot where they're playing the Bonnies from St. Bonaventure. Going to lean Bradley. I think they're the better team, and at this spot, minus 1.5, that's where I would lean. Now, all these things can change by tomorrow, guys. I wanted to throw out as many games as I could before I just start diving into Monday Night Football, which still has a lot of questions around it. So let me just do this. I'll get into it right now as it stands. I see Arizona at Dallas. Dallas minus 3. That's what it was on FanDuel when I wrote this up. 53.5 is the total. I'm probably going to be on Arizona. I'm definitely going to be on Arizona if Murray plays. I just think he gets up for this game, and who knows if he gets a little shot of Toradol here or there, kind of make him feel a little bit better to play in front of his home crowd. I think this game's more important to him than all the other games combined. And it sounds stupid, but I don't know what Kyler Murray's what his drive is, because we've always questioned this when Cliff Kingsbury was there. Is he playing video games up at night? People would talk about when whatever new video game came out, it's like, oh, he's going to play like trash on Sunday because he's going to be playing games all week. I don't know if that's fair or accurate, but look, some of it seems like it. And Kyler Murray has a ton of talent. I just don't know that I think he's going to be one of those guys that plays in the league for a long time and he's just okay. We look at him, he has some wow moments, and then it's like, yeah, not much there. So anyway, let's get to this. All right, I would lean Arizona if Kyler Murray plays. That's where my free play is going to be. If it changes, we'll see. If Jacoby's playing, I still may take Arizona, but I want to see if the line moves. The line, for me, I think the line is telling you that Kyler Murray's playing. But here's what I have. All right, let me just read off this stuff. And again, I will post it in the comments once this gets posted in the morning so you guys don't have to rush across and write everything down. All the big names from this game. Projections for Dak, 316 yards and 2 touchdowns, 11 rushing yards. Jacoby Brissett, 275 yards, 1.87 touchdowns. Does he throw an interception? It's over 1 in my model, which means, yeah, he's more than likely to do it. So I would play him, Jacoby Brissett, if he plays, yes, to throw an interception. Javonte Williams, 64 yards, 3.2 receptions per game, 20 yards. Receiving, that's where they have him at. Zonovan Knight, what an interesting name, Zonovan. 60 yards, 2 receptions for 17 yards is what the model has him. And here we go for wide receivers or pass catchers. Marvin Harrison, 4.7 for 72 yards. That's receptions, 4.7. Trey McBride, 7.8 receptions, 81 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 6.8 receptions, 84 yards. George Pickens, 5.8 receptions, 89 yards. And old Mary Ferguson, Jason Ferguson is 6.5 receptions and 58 yards there. The highest touchdown equity on the slate for the night, Javonte Williams is number 1. Trey McBride's number 2. Then it's George Pickens. And then like right behind him by decimal points is CeeDee Lamb. I mean, as you can see, their numbers are damn near identical. CeeDee's expected to get at least 1 more reception and 5 less yards, according to the model that I use. So that's kind of where all the numbers are here, guys. Again, I think I'm going to be on Arizona. I'll try to post, once I start diving into some of these prop plays a little bit more, maybe I'll post one on there just so you have something to go along with it. And when I do post my official game over at pickdawgz.com, it will have some free prop plays with it, as every Thursday and Friday night does. I did want to say, a little upset that baseball is over because, like I said, the World Series was so good to me. I mean, Major League Baseball playoffs was so good to me. On Friday night, Saturday night, yeah, getting very lucky. The Dodgers come back and win it. I think it's insane that the guy that I think the last home run hit was that Rojas? I think it was Miguel Rojas. I just want to make sure I get the name right. My brain is so fried. I went and saw Billy Strings last night and tried watching college football and tried watching the World Series, and we couldn't get the damn World Series on, so I ended up leaving the concert early to come home and watch the end of the World Series. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I was a little upset. I had tickets to this, and then obviously Game 7 of the World Series is on, and we have a really nice setup here in Baltimore. We're in a suite, and then we walk to our seats, which are like 20 feet from the stage. So I had this great hookup. I love going to concerts, and I took my buddy with me. We watched him. So if you guys aren't familiar with Billy Strings, I don't know how to compare it, but a lot of bluegrass, a lot of jam band stuff. He covers songs you wouldn't expect. I don't think any concert is the same as the previous one, kind of like Fish, if you will. Like jam band, you'll see him go on an 8-minute guitar. Like there was something last night where he brought out, what are they called? Leftover Salmon? I don't know, another like bluegrass band. And they just start jamming, and you watch the guys, and it's like, how the hell do your fingers move that freaking fast? And I know some of you guys don't care about this nonsense. It's fine. But that's why my brain is fried. I don't even remember what I was supposed to be looking up right now. But anyway, screw it. My head's just all over the place. Looking to get into this NFL slate and have some fun today. But I'll be back in the morning. I'll post some of the other stuff for you guys and try to give some prop plays. But oh yeah, I was talking about baseball. So I get home, and then it's Rojas hits that home run, a little piss missile, if you will, with 1 out in the 9th. So the guy that's probably getting paid hourly on the Dodgers team is the one that saves their ass. And then he makes a great play when the bases are loaded in the 9th. And I mean, maybe he could have turned a double play if he wasn't falling, but he throws out a runner at home plate. I think it was Kiner Falefa after he pinch ran for Bichette. These were one of the best playoffs I've ever seen. And I know, like, look, I feel bad for Chris, and I know Jay was on that hype train with Toronto. I mean, did I want my bet to hit more than them to be happy? Of course I did. But like, when your fandom comes into it, especially for Chris, like dying to see your team win a World Series, because I'm going to be the same way when the Orioles have an opportunity like that. Just an amazing run against an otherworldly team, and you take them to Game 7 in extra innings. I don't know that it could have been any better. I gave out 4 props. I went 3-1. Yeah, fortunate that I rode Vlad over 1.5 bases in every game this series, in this series he went 6-1. Stupid Vegas still had him at plus money for most of the series. And I know we got lucky with a late double, which gets us over that number. Freddie Freeman had him over 1.5 bases. That was my one loss. And then kind of talked about it. Like, the model I had did not like Shohei Ohtani to go deep in the game, so I bet his under strikeouts. I bet Max Scherzer over 2.5 Ks. And boy, oh boy, did he get a strikeout in his last opportunity there before he got pulled to make it 3 Ks. And I was like, shit, yeah. I was just happy to have it happen. But baseball's been just really good to me. So now making that transition to the NBA, college hoops, still staying on college football and NFL. So I hope you guys like watching this. I hope you win some cash as well. Unless you bet against me, then I hope you lose all of your money. I'm kidding. But I'll see you tomorrow with another podcast, and then we'll start breaking down. We do have college football Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It just goes on and on and on. So I'll see you then, guys. Thanks.